Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Wil Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
James is our new producer who's
Hello.
on the tools. James, we haven't come up with a cool nickname for you yet. Are you okay if we find it over the course of not just this show, but maybe a few shows?
Yeah, I don't like to force it. Do you have a pre-existing nickname, James?
No, I don't.
No. Have you ever had a nickname?
I have, but
You've
glad
never
that
liked
it
it.
hasn't stuck anymore. So yeah,
Oh, you like?
I'm
Okay.
not gonna throw it out there.
Have you ever given yourself a nickname?
Yeah.
Tried to make your own nickname stick?
No, I mean maybe like JP is fine.
JP.
Oh, JP, I
You
love
know?
it. Justice of the peace.
Yes.
Justice of the peace.
Yes.
You need your thing notarized, call JP.
Yeah.
That's
The
right. I got a stat deck.
What about that? Okay, yeah. So, because we need to do it in the Australian tradition of we start with JP, right?
It, yeah.
So,
Okay,
JP,
Justice
of the peace,
stat deck,
stat deck,
yeah,
Ant and deck.
Ant and deck, Spice Girls, 5. You are now 5.
Yeah, okay. We'll just call him by. It's like you didn't get to maybe J.
I like JP.
Yeah, JP.
I like
love it
JP.
too.
I think JP is good.
Yeah.
And we'll
JP
call him the
is-
Justice of the Peace when we're annoyed. Is that
Full-
okay?
The full title
Yeah.
is the Justice of the Peace.
He's the Justice of the
If
Peace.
you need to address some mail to JP
Yeah.
and not to the two of us.
yeah, address it to the Justice
Yeah.
of the Peace.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think it's also good
Because he brings both justice
and
and
peace.
peace.
And if we we need a third opinion on something,
Yeah.
we go to the Justice
Justice
of the
of
Peace
the Peace.
because he delivers justice
and peace. Yeah, and in fact, could you get a tattoo of justice on one arm and peace on the other?
Yeah, will listener
Yeah.
pay for you to get your fist tattooed?
Yeah,
Can you get
exactly. Is
justice?
this outside your
I
contract,
don't
do
know
you
about
think?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
J-U-S-T-I-S-E.
Yeah.
No, you can only get justice. Peace can be on the underside of your
No,
wrist.
we do it like
Just ice.
yeah, just ice.
What do you want? What do you want? Just,
Just
ice.
ice.
Oh dear. I'm gonna have to report that to Mike.
What,
the
what are we getting at the service station? Just ice. Do you want with any soda? Just ice. It's actually not bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like some cocaine? No, just ice.
Is it Just Ice? Is that the nickname? Just Ice?
I love just ice though. It's like, do you want tea? Just ice? Yeah, okay.
Do you like all the members of NWA? Just Ice.
Just ice. Do you like every baby? No, just ice.
Now, Will,
Yes.
I still live, although I'm in Melbourne as we're recording this, I still live in the Northern Rivers.
The Northern Rivers of New South Wales.
New South Wales, which is, a wild country. You're surrounded by nature.
It's beautiful.
Up
It's one
there.
of the
It's
most beautiful
beautiful.
places in the entire world.
I honestly think it is.
It is.
I've
I've been to other places.
I've been telling a lot of people, a lot of the crew I've been working with from Melbourne have never been to like Byron Bay or whatever. And I was like, really? I was surprised because I don't know, I've been there so long, I've been traveling there so long, I kind of felt like everyone knows about it. But I was like, you should come up.
I think sometimes if you are a Victorian, you skip all the way to Queensland.
Yes.
You're like, why would I bother?
Northern New South
Why would I
Wales.
bother going so far and yet not getting to Queensland? I think is what. So you can meet them at the border, but they
That's true.
really drift back down. Whereas in
Queensland
New South
feels
Wales,
special. New South Wales feels like, it's just fucking Sydney's friend.
exactly. Might as well be Albury. You know what I mean?
It's like there was a period in Neighbours, like in the heyday of Neighbours with, Kylie
No
and Jason,
disrespect to Albury. I just meant over the border.
over the border.
Yeah.
Where Queensland was like it was almost it was a mythological place where when Charlene left Ramsay Street,
Yeah,
she went
they moved to Queensland.
and they all moved to Queensland because for Victorians you couldn't think of a place that was further away but still in Australia.
I've been talking to a lot of Queenslanders. I've been doing so many Queensland shows recently.
What do you think of them?
Love them.
Do you?
Absolutely love Queensland audiences
Yeah.
and Queensland. I mean, these are the people who are coming to see my shows in Queensland.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm not necessarily.
Well, this is what I was going to
getting
say because I feel like I love Queenslanders too,
Yeah.
and I could easily. Jim and I often talk about maybe we just keep migrating north. I could see myself ending up in Queensland soon. I think in certain areas it's a very easy lifestyle. It is kind of like the Florida of Australia, right? Like it's set up for retirement.
I did a show in a place called Redland, which is like about, I'm going to say 50 minutes drive out of the city of Brisbane. So I guess a suburb of Brisbane. but it's hard to tell. Like that distance from Brisbane, you feel like, is this a
It's
separate
completely
place,
town, yeah.
or is this like a suburb of like? I'd never been there before, and it was like, so 550 people, sold out show at the RPAC, the Redland Performing Arts Centre, and I have a line in the show about, like I said, there's some young people in the audience. I need to explain this to you. At the end of the show, one of the audience members literally came up to me and was like, "Were there young people here tonight?" In that way of like,
Wow.
It really felt like I was in a futuristic society where there was no young
Yeah,
people
that's
anymore.
right.
And that's
It's like
the legend
children
of a
of
young,
men.
yeah, right. That was honestly what it felt like, because the audience were so that retired demographic.
A
But like,
smooth Skinner.
but what a beautiful, I mean, for me to be able to go on a Friday night and have like an audience of like people in this place, like I've done like Brisbane shows like all winter basically, because I think also winter in Brisbane doing stand up is the best, because for them it's cold, but it's really only like 18 or 19 degrees. So it's still nice to be able to go out and see something, but something indoors.
Yeah.
Whereas like in the summer it's hot, and like why wouldn't you be outside like having fun or whatever?
I just feel like with Queensland, like there's so much to that state that is like undiscovered, not undiscovered, but there's so much to give. Like we could really make Queensland into the jewel of Australia's crown.
But the funny thing was, I was talking to some of them, and they were talking about how are things in Victoria. They were having that conversation, and they said because many of the people who've moved up here are telling us how bad things are in Victoria. And there was part of me that was like, I reckon maybe it's got a bit better since they left.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Because
Like,
even in the Northern Rivers,
Yeah.
I've met a lot of people who are Victorian escapees, and like the way they talk about like they escaped from Victoria. And so when I came down here, I was like, oh, what is this hellscape? You know, this authoritarian hellscape. And I was like, it's pretty much the Melbourne I remember. It's just the cooler parts have sort of moved further north. All the places I used to hang out when I lived here have gone a bit gentrified and a bit daggy now. But all the cool stuff is sort of north of the Yarra. And I've found it like nothing but entertaining and interesting.
I was like on a high street, like Thornbury, Preston, like up that end of the north the other night on a Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
And walking down that street, like between the just so many like, fancy, like a beautiful place to get ice cream or whatever, snacks and delights and cakes and all these sort of wonderful things.
Some bespoke creation.
Yeah,
you
correct. They've got like the coolest bowling alley of all time up that end. And it's all that sort of thing, right?
There's an ice cream shop near me where I didn't even know it was an ice cream shop because it looked like an industrial, like it was like a factory. I'm like, what are they making here? Like leather shoes or something? And then I walked past it when it was open. It's like, oh, there's people eating like fancy ice creams. And it's like, oh, it's kind of like a peached pear with like a cinnamon blah, 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 and a crumble over the top. I'm like, wow, what is this place?
But also I was just walking by like band room after band room, gig after gig, like a little shop that had been turned, like at one stage just stood on the street and watched like, there was like 30 people in like an abandoned sort of shop, but it was like a gig. They'd set up like bands in there. It was the best. I was loving it.
Well, okay, so in northern New South Wales,
Yes,
it's wild country, man, wild country. And so my sister had come to visit. Gemma was away, and my sister had come to stay for a few days with her partner, and she's great. Like of all Iona's aunties and uncles, like Sophie puts in the most effort. Like she is committed to being an auntie.
Okay.
Like and not just with Iona, with all her nieces and nephews.
Yes.
She's just like decided, much to like my other siblings, they say it in a kind of affectionate, lighthearted way, but I do sense that they're like, this motherfucker's making us look bad.
Yeah,
you know what I
totally,
mean?
yeah.
Like, oh, Sophie's always the favorite.
Yeah.
But she does. Like she goes the extra mile. She
puts in the work.
She puts in the work. She likes to play. She gets down on the kids' level. She's genuinely
Remembers
interested.
their
She remembers their
birthdays.
birthdays,
Yeah, okay.
wants to take them places, but is also genuinely sort of like, sometimes I feel like she comes to me for a performance review. She's like, I did this today. Was that all right? Like, is this how when Iona asked me for this, is it okay to ask that? And I'm like, wow, you're genuinely like, you take your job seriously. Like she literally wants to be the best auntie going around. And so she was kind of minding Iona. I had some work to do. Her partner was outside sort of sitting, sunbaking or whatever, sitting in the sun. And I could hear them sort of playing in the kitchen, but I could also hear Rosebud, the dog, going fucking ape shit. So I walk out of our bedroom and like Rosebud's like barking at something. And I'm like, what is she barking at? And then I see like, we've got some framed photos up on this mantelpiece. They all start like one by one, like flipping over like dominoes. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I look up and I see like a 1.5 meter snake making its way across them. And I'm like, oh shit. And so Iona's at an age where something like that could really like, get in her mind and really scare her. So I'm like, okay. So I managed to intercept her and signal to my sister to come over. And I said, hey, can you take Iona outside? And she was like, why? And I said, I think there's a snake in the living room and I just want to kind of get rid of it before she sees it. And so she's like, okay. So she takes Iona out, and everyone in the Northern Rivers, as you know, when you live there, there's like 4 or 5 snake catchers you can call. Yeah. So I called the guy we normally call, and he was like, oh, sorry, mate, I'm actually in, Moolumbar. It's going to take me at least 45 minutes there, but if you can keep eyes on it. And I was like, oh, this thing's moving. I don't think I can. It's like, oh, well, you can try another guy. So he gave me a number. So the whole time this thing is like slowly making its way around the living room, and the dog's still going ape shit. Yeah. So I call the other guy, no answer. Call a third guy, no answer. And so then I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Like, I can't let this snake just crawl
Any
around.
idea what a kind of snake it was?
No. So I grab Rosebud and I toss her outside, and I say to Sophie, kind of like, on the slide, I'm like, hey, just like keep the dog and the kid outside. I'm gonna sort this out. Yeah. So I joined a Facebook snake identification page a couple of years ago, when we first started finding snakes. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is people will post a photo on the page and they'll say, hey, can someone identify this for me? Yeah, that's Steve. Samson's snake. That's a bit on the nose, isn't it? Well, surprisingly, they have a very strong sense of smell. And so, because I was under time pressure, because I could see this thing moving around and I had the kid outside. So I was trying to think fast. And so my first instinct was like, I'll go on the Facebook, the Facebook identification page and see if I can. And so I'm looking at it. But the thing I've realized is that I have looked at this page and done my best, but I can't on sight tell the difference between one snake and another. Like, I know that, you could
tell like
between a python and, but like,
but you could tell if it was like a brown snake or something deadly or not.
No, not really. Like, and this thing was quite long, but it had a small head. And I'm like, well, I have seen browns, and browns have biggest. And this is, look, if there's any brown snakes listening to this, I don't mean to profile, but brown snakes kind of look evil, don't they? Like they have those kind of shifty looking snake.
You shouldn't, I don't think.
You don't think brown snakes look more evil than other snakes?
I think all snakes look
beautiful.
like snakes.
I thought you were going to fucking be all woke about your snakes.
I mean, I think all snakes look like snakes. I'm not here to judge,
but it's
like
in the same
whether you're
way,
an evil-looking snake.
But don't you think a funnel web...
I feel like snakes have been fingered enough for evil in the like not fingered. You shouldn't finger a snake. Well, actually, I believe that's how they get the venom out. Isn't it?
I don't know.
So, anyway. So,
but in the same way that funnel webs and redbacks... But in
the Bible, you're associating the serpent with like seducing Adam and Eve in the Bible. And
well, no. I'm saying there's...
You're ascribing... Like, because most snakes are just... getting about their business.
But pythons don't look evil, and like tree snakes don't look evil, but browns and like...
Is that because you know they're killers, though? Or
no,
do you think
I think objectively, if I was to show someone who didn't know anything about snakes, kind of like me, a picture of a brown snake's face and like a python...
Which of these two is more likely to commit a crime?
Oh, shit. It's really starting to sound bad now, isn't it?
Right.
No, I just think that brown snakes, and that might be like an evolutionary defensive thing in the same way that like a redback's like, hey, stay the fuck away from me. Or
they look scary.
They look scary.
That's right. Yes. Like, yes.
I mean, browns have an aura too. I don't know if I've told this story before, but like last year when it's become a bit of a tradition that a bunch of friends all come up to Byron for the summer with their families. And we were all on a beach and I was out on a paddleboard. And when I came in, like everyone on the beach had sort of split to two sides. And I was like, oh, what's going on? And a brown snake had swum in from the water, hit the sand, and just started like pimp walking its way, or not pimp sliding its way up the sand, and everyone was like, "Whoa, stand back!" And
Yeah.
in my head, it's like that snake must just be like, "I'm the shit, man. Look at these giant bipedal monsters. They're scared of me."
Well, I mean, even within the snake world, again, I don't know if this is true. I'm just like passing on a story that was told to me that sounded convincing.
Sure.
So what the fuck
It's
do I
fact,
know?
as far as we're concerned.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. Okay. I'm grok.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
So you're racist?
Yeah.
Incredibly racist.
So what I was going to say is that I believe what I was told was that if you have a brown snake on your property, like an older brown snake, then they will never bother you. They'll just they'll have different patterns to you. They don't want to be bothered by you either. They'll go about their business, and no other brown snakes will come onto your property because if there's already a brown snake there. So this is like speaking to
very
that aura
territorial.
thing, right?
Yeah.
It's just like even within brown snakes, brown
They don't
snakes
fuck with brown
they don't
snakes.
fuck with other brown snakes.
That's
They're
true.
like, nah.
So the snake's sliding around, and so I went on my first stop with the Facebook page, and I'm like, "Oh no, that's not going to work." So then I went to the snake catcher's Instagram, because he's always, and so I was flicking through, and I just could not. I felt quite confident that it wasn't venomous, just because the head was quite small.
Yeah.
But I'm a bit colorblind. I'm not 100. I'm not. I don't think I'm colorblind, but I have a really hard time. And green and brown are the two colors that.
That is a deadly combo.
Yeah, it's a really unfortunate.
This would
clash.
be a great moment in a murder mystery. Like, I've been reading a lot of detective and murder books recently, and this would be a great clue
Twist.
for the detective to be like, discover that you're color, like that you are colorblind,
That's
and then
right.
they'll be like, aha.
Why have all the victims been wearing green coats? Because his mother wore a brown coat and she used to beat him as a child, and this is how he's taking
His
his
mother was
revenge.
a brown snake.
No one fucked with her. Not even other brown snakes. So I was like, I felt like, okay, mate. I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah.
But so then I was like, well, everything else I've done, and since we've moved into this house, I have taught myself how to build a gate,
Yep.
build a podcasting studio that we never used,
Yep.
did a whole bunch of stuff, all via YouTube. So I was like, I've seen, because I've had snake catchers come around and I've seen them do it, and what they normally have is a big sack
Yeah.
with a stick with a kind of metal ring around it,
Yeah.
and they'll either pick the snake up with a little loopy coil thing and drop it into the thing, or they'll just scoop the snake up, and then they'll close the bag, and then they'll take the snake.
Yeah.
So I was like, how hard can it be? And this is where you so often come to mind when I make a decision where I evaluate the risk and reward, and I'm like, if this was Wil Anderson, he'd be like, just take zero risk.
Yeah.
Just get everyone out of the house.
I mean,
Like, don't
lock the doors.
lock the doors or whatever. Oh, no, I
Like-
couldn't lock it because it was in our living room, which is open plan. So
yeah,
I could have locked the bedrooms, but there's still lots of places it could go
could've
high.
Yeah.
But I could have asked
Kept
Sophie
it-
to take
yeah,
Iona
take
out.
Iona out for a high screen.
While
or
I keep an
whatever,
eye on it until the
and I'll
guy
just
gets
keep
here.
An eye on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't-
mean, that's what I would have done.
Yeah, because that's sensible, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm just like, what am I going to do? I'm not going to get involved with this snake. And also, all I need to do is remove, like, Iona from this situation.
Yeah.
And then secondly,
And
I
the
just
dog.
need to keep eyes on
Yeah.
this on the snake, right?
All
And so, like I can do that from mostly the outside of the house, or at least a very safe distance within the house.
all very rational,
Yes.
all very sensible, but that's not the decision I made.
Absolutely.
I went on YouTube
Uh-huh.
and I was like,
How
do you catch a snake?
And they said, don't. They said, don't do that.
No.
Don't try. Wait
the
for the guy
first
to come.
4 or 5 videos were like, firstly,
Don't do it.
don't
mate.
try and catch a
Firstly,
snake.
don't do it.
don't do it.
Firstly, don't do it.
So that was all the
Nah.
official
Yeah,
wildlife
you're like,
YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So I had to dig a bit
get
deeper.
some cowboys. Go find myself some cowboys.
Shot in
who don't care about
shot in
sensible
portrait
decision.
mode.
Yeah.
Some guy's brother's
Yeah.
holding it.
Now these government people tell you you shouldn't catch a snake.
So I was, and the whole time this is going on, like I'm got eyes on the snake, and I've got my phone in my other hand.
Yeah,
and I'm
great.
flicking through. So
Great.
So I'm like, okay.
I think what you should be doing at this opportunity is absolutely being distracted by something else. That feels like a great idea.
It's the most distracting
That's
device
right.
invented in the last
Yeah.
20
Well,
years.
hang on, I'm on Instagram. I'll
Yeah.
just
Oh, what's
my
this?
God.
A workout?
Hang on, what's that?
Oh, the Rock's eating pancakes. Amazing. so I in all the videos,
Yeah.
they've got that sack, but I don't have the specific sack with the metal ring around it and the stick on it. But you know what I do have, Will?
A pool cleaner. You don't have a pool though, so
No.
that would be a weird thing.
No,
for you
I
to
don't.
have.
I know. I have a pillowcase.
Oh, Charlie.
So
Charlie. I mean, you know what the good news is?
what?
You're alive to tell me this story, so that's the good news.
Or am I the snake?
In Charlie's clothing?
Yeah, that's right.
He's killed you, and then the snake has assumed your identity and is now living as you.
The talented Mr. Snakely.
And just occasionally when you blink, his snake eyes come up, and
His
that's the only
forked tongue.
reveal. You're a little bit. But like James is like, Charlie's a little hissier on mic than usual. Is there something wrong with his microphone? Oh, he's a snake now.
So I get the pillow, and I don't know why. Because our bedroom is off the main living area where the snake was. So I go into the living room, and rather than get my own pillowcase, I get Gemma's pillow.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's right.
That's the closest to the door. So I grab her pillowcase, and then I'm like, oh shit, but like, what if it bites me? I should put some protective gloves on.
By
And
the
so-
way, at this point, I feel like by introducing Gemma's pillowcase, you've actually upped the stakes in a scenario that didn't need the stakes upped already.
What
Like,
do you mean?
in that, well, even best case scenario, she's had a snake in her pillowcase, you know?
Yeah, you're right. There's no win.
There's no win for Gemma. Gemma's now automatically lost.
Well, no, the win is that
Yeah,
like her
if you-
husband protected the house and home. Is that not a win? That you've got a
Using her pillowcase.
Using
Couldn't he
her-
use his own pillowcase, though, could he?
So
Ah.
I go to the bathroom, the kitchen, and I get some dishwashing gloves because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that'll provide some level of protection, I
Mm.
guess, if this thing is bite me. So the first video I watched, well, actually, the first couple of videos I watched were actually more. They were, homemade, amateur, but they were from a conservation point of view, which
Yeah.
is like snakes you can be damaged easily by by touching them. So first thing is don't
careful.
grab them behind the head
Yeah.
because you can snap their neck and kill them. So I was like, well, I definitely don't want to, unless it comes down to it, Will.
No, and then you got to
Unless the snake wants to take me on mono a snakeo,
Yeah.
stripped to the waist, fight to the death.
A lot of that Steven Seagal kind of like snap someone's neck, sort of.
Yeah, exactly. I'll
just
do it then. I'll fucking snap
Yeah.
the snake's neck then. So the advice they gave is that don't grab it by the neck because you could hurt it, and don't grab it by
I'm
the.
not getting by the neck anyway. Like, are you getting that close to the neck? Of
Well,
a-
that was initially my
Yeah.
first thought was like I don't want it coming back and biting me. So if I get it, like in the same way you pick up a dog or a cat behind, the scruff of its neck, and it can't get you. So that was
Yeah.
useful information.
Okay, not by the neck,
Not by the neck,
not by the back,
not by the
not by the
my neck, my back, my
pussy. and
yeah,
the
my crack. Well, the pussy and their crack is the same thing. It's
Oh,
a
it is
cloaca.
true. Yeah, that's true.
Um,
Or my cloac. My neck, my back, my pussy, and my
My
cloac.
who recorded that song? That wasn't
Like Megan the Stallion. And
no, Nicki Minaj
Nicki
or something.
Minaj?
Or something. What's that? Maybe Nicki's or there's no Snaky Minaj.
Snaky Minaj. That's like we could sell that.
Snaky Minaj.
That's close enough.
So you don't pick it up by the tail, the end of the tail, because it can reach back and bite you. So you pick it up right in the middle. So pick it up in the middle. That way,
Yeah.
pick it up by the middle, and then you hold your arm out straight away. That
Yeah.
way, because it is going to kind of rear around.
So you're picking it up with your hand.
Well, I had a glove on and a pillowcase
God.
to protect myself.
What is happening?
So
Ah.
I'm looking at the snake, and it's looking at me like it sees me, and I'm like, okay, I'll
so-
just.
Yeah, okay. So you think it sees that you're about to.
Well, no, it just sees me because it's
Okay.
now it's moving. It's under the TV and it's sort of moving now. And
How quickly is it moving?
slowly.
Okay.
But the videos I watch show when they accelerate, they're gone.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, my worry was that it was going to go somewhere where I couldn't get to it.
Well, that's
or
right,
see it.
because you imagine it's got in through a hole somewhere.
Well, this is not the first home invader we've had. Snake home invader.
Snakes can get in though.
Yeah, because we leave the back door open all
Yeah.
the time, and so this is.
But
what
also
happened.
they can slide in through the
Yeah.
roof and all sorts of places.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's about 1.5 meters, and it's sliding along, but it sees me, and it's doing that little, with its tongue because it's smelling me out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, do I need to create a distraction for it, or do I need to sit really still and just lull it into I don't want it to know.
I mean, those are the sort of things that I think these videos should have covered.
Uh,
Did they not cover if you should be still or?
Well, it's different circumstances because the videos I saw, they were picking up snakes out in the wild, like
Yeah.
out in the open. They just come across a snake.
Did you
and
not Google how to catch a snake in your house?
No.
Oh.
Do you reckon that?
I mean, I imagine if you just Googled how to catch a snake inside your house, you would get different advice to the people who are talking about catching snakes outside.
How to catch a snake?
Yeah.
The entries: how to catch a snake safely.
Yeah.
How to catch a snake in your backyard.
Yes.
How to catch a snake head.
Oh, yeah.
How to catch a snake with a stick.
Yeah.
How to catch a snakehead fish.
Yeah.
How to catch a snake with tongs. I didn't even think of that.
Tongs. Yeah. That'd probably hurt the snake, though, the tongs.
How to catch a snake with a hook and how to catch a snake in a sea of thieves.
Okay. Well, firstly, let's go to Sea of Thieves. No. How to catch a snake in your house.
Okay.
Inside.
How to catch a
Yeah,
snake.
don't autocorrect. Just put it all in.
How to catch a snake
And see what comes
in
up.
your house.
Yeah.
How to catch a snake barehanded.
Oh.
Help me, my snake got out, which is like a snake
Okay.
handle. So these are all snake guys.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
none of these are like tips on how to find a snake indoors. That could have been
Yeah. Okay.
useful. But nothing specifically about like it's in your living room and going
Okay.
under your couch and stuff.
All right.
So, at the time, to our neighbors were having some kind of like barbecue or get
Oh,
together. There's cars in the street and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So there's people everywhere.
Right.
So I live in a 2-story house. So we look over the street and then you go out into my front deck, then you got to go down like a set of stairs to the front yard. Then you go down another set of stairs to the carport. Then you're out into the street, right? So I don't know why I didn't think this through, but I go over and I get the snake. I'm just like, like a mongoose. I reach out and I grab the snake by the middle.
You just grab it in the middle.
Just grabbed it. I was like, fuck it, because I was trying to like jujitsu the horse. Where I was like,
yeah.
the horse.
And then you just like
There's a horse all of a sudden. In this
that was a horse there as well. Don't know how he got in.
He was
but
just watching. He's just sitting there.
we leave the back door open a lot.
Turns out that I just had a gas leak in my house.
There was no.
I'm not even doing this podcast right now.
You're still lying on the floor in the gas, and you're imagining all of this. And then the horse said to me,
So because initially I was like, I've got to wait for the perfect moment, and then
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
just
you're like,
fucking
there is no perfect moment.
nut up.
Just grab the snake
grab
by the
the
middle.
fucking snake.
You just get out there and you grab that snake.
But I didn't think of what I was going to
Yeah.
do after. I
Yeah,
grabbed
once
the
you've got the snake in your hands,
So-
you got to put it in
Well,
the.
I got the pillowcase.
got the
right?
pillowcase.
So I grab the snake
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
hold it up,
Yeah.
and they say hold it with the straight arm. So I hold it with the
Yeah.
straight arm, and it's
Yes.
writhing about, and it's
Yeah.
flicking back, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's trying to bite me, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe it's just trying to get free. But it's
Yeah.
like
Either way.
it's a lot of
Yeah.
it's a lot of weight. It's a meter and a half long snake.
Is it heavy?
Not heavy, but the gyrations of the snake are making
Yeah.
it hard to hold.
Uh-huh.
So the thing about Will,
Yeah. Putting it in
in
a
this
sleeping
moment,
bag.
what I realized
Yeah.
about why they have a
Yeah.
metal ring
Yeah.
attached to the sack
Yeah.
is it holds the sack open.
that's right.
So you can easily put a
correct.
writhing
Yeah.
snake in there. When you've just got a limp, flaccid pillow sack,
Yeah.
that you have pillowcase that you're trying to get a snake, it's real fucking hard. So I was there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you're trying to put a condom on while your dick's all wobbling around. Like it was like,
If I had $1 for every time.
Like if your dick was like one of those like balloon men outside a used
Exactly.
car dealership, and you're trying to put a condom on it at the same time. That's basically what you're trying.
So
to
I was
do.
trying to do that, and so I'm I'm like, oh god, because I was like, at first I'm like trying to I'm trying to be like delicate, get in head first, and then I can drop it. But then I actually do let go of it, but it's not in. So I actually catch it again, sort of using the pillowcases to counterweight it. So then I get it up, and I'm like, oh man, like, where am I going to take this? Like, if I take it to the backyard, like we've got a very small backyard, like it's still in the house, and then
put it back on the bed. Surprise for Gemma.
Yeah. And like, well, I can run down to the front yard, but I don't want to put it in the fucking garden. Like, it's still in the house. I have to get it off the property. So, as you know,
the neighbours are having a party, so.
But our house or our street, it runs parallel with a little nature reserve.
There's a reserve.
Okay.
That's right.
So,
probably where the snakes come from in the first place.
100%.
Yeah.
So, I start running.
Yeah.
Because I'm
with a snake in a bag.
Still with like, Iona and my sister haven't left yet. They're still in the backyard. So I'm still trying to do this like
subtly.
Quietly.
Yeah, because you haven't even waited for them to leave before you've just like bloody grabbed that snake in the middle and put it in a bag.
Have you ever grabbed like, you've left something on the stove and it's caught fire and so you run outside and you're throwing open doors because you want to get the...
I do understand exactly
that impulse of like, have to get out quickly.
Have to get it out.
But the thing is, you're fucking running, you're tripping over chairs and running into the... Like, so I was like a pinball colliding into walls with this snake going on, holding out dead in front of me.
Yeah.
Kick the fly wire door. I'm on the front
Which is
deck.
weird because just technically you could have just walked.
Yeah, totally. But I felt scared.
Yeah, I know.
So this writhing fucking snake's around.
I know.
The snake then shits itself on me or shits and pisses itself. I guess it's scared, right?
Yeah,
so I get like...
Well, I'm glad you used Gemma's pillowcase and not yours.
No, pillowcase is gone by this stage. But I don't know like if this is normal, but you hate smells.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't hate smells.
You're smell sensitive.
I don't like bad smells.
Yeah, okay. I'm okay with bad smells.
I do enjoy good smells, so I guess I am smell sensitive. You are correct.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. I have never smelled anything worse than whatever this excrement was on me. Like,
okay.
I can't even describe it. Like rotten...
Like bin juice? Like sort of
like a dead rat. I mean, I guess that's what it is, because they would eat vermin, right? They would eat...
Yeah, in the same way as if you have too much coffee or if you have asparagus or something, you get like a sense of like...
It's just
they have...
fetid...
Because they're eating rats, they have like,
It's the kind of
juice.
smell where you feel like you can taste it. Like, it's that...
It's what's left over from a rat once they've taken out the good bits.
Yeah. So I am like gagging now because I've got this kind of excrement running down my arm.
The description of that is like, wait for the man. What are you doing? Why are you doing this?
Now, I hope no one in Byron City Council is listening to this because the stairs that lead up to our top deck are not up to code, Will. They're a little bit short.
Well, that'll be the one thing in the local area that isn't up to code.
Yeah, that's right. It's not like every house has a fucking granny flat out the back that's built out of fucking corrugated iron and barbed wire.
And hydroponic equipment.
Yeah, that's right. So I go charging down our very narrow steps, which normally you have to sort of navigate very carefully because the steps aren't up to code, Will. I go charging down that, obviously trip at the bottom step, and then go head first into our hedge. Like, literally like Homer Simpson in that meme, but in reverse. Face first into the hedge. Still got the snake.
Snake in the hand.
In my arm. And then I run into our front yard, jump down the stairs. I'm in the carport, so home free now. And then I run out just as the neighbours are farewelling their guest. I don't know, maybe 10 or so people who see me
just running out crazy, covered in
shit,
snake
shit,
holding a snake.
Like, and so then I don't know why.
But that's a great story. Went to a party in the Northern Rivers.
I saw a guy running out of his house with a fucking snake. But then I get like because my initial plan was okay. So I live at the end of a cul-de-sac, and so at the end of the cul-de-sac is a little community garden. Yeah. And so my plan was, well, I'll just get out to the street. I'll run to the end of the cul-de-sac. I'll release it in the community garden. Yeah. But now I've got these witnesses there. It's like, oh, you motherfucker took a snake from your house and threw it
into my house.
Into the community garden where it can come into anyone's house now.
Yeah.
So I have to keep running, don't I?
Oh, yeah. Of course you do. So where are you running now? In which direction are you running?
Towards
the
the-
street?
Towards the towards
Towards like the exit of your the
no,
cul-de-sac?
no.
Towards the other way to the
there's
nature
there's a little
reserve.
there's a little back roads
Uh-huh,
way
uh-huh,
down
uh-huh.
at the end of
Yep.
the cul-de-sac through the community garden
Yes.
down towards the main road.
Okay, yes, all right.
So I'm running down there, and I for all the care I took to not pick it up by the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Like I am now.
That's
like,
right. Yeah.
I run up to the fence and I throw the snake
Yeah.
over the fence
Yeah.
into the nature reserve, feeling terrible,
Of course.
but assuming it'll be okay. It's long
Yes.
grass. I'm
Yeah,
throwing
yeah.
and flung it over the fence.
Yes.
Then have to walk back up the side, the back
Yeah.
the community garden to the end of the cul-de-sac where my neighbour Nick is standing there and he's laughing.
Of
He
course
was
he
like,
is.
what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
I
said,
mean, could you not work it out from context clues?
well, no, but as in like, where did you find it?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. And I said, yeah. And he said, that was just a tree snake. The most
Yes, it was.
harmless, adorable. Like apparently they're like, you can like tempt them out with like
Pick them up.
food.
Yeah,
like I could have
that's- yeah.
literally like
Yeah.
given it like a tiny little treat and it would have just crawled into the pillowcase on its own.
Yeah, it did sound like a tree snake
How do you know?
because I lived up there and saw
Yeah, but how do you know
heaps.
it sounds like a tree snake?
Well,
From my description.
just from your description.
Really?
No, just more the idea that it was in your house. Like
Right.
and like kind of just lolling around in that way. Like that's not what like even a brown snake or whatever
Browns are
you've got
just
in your
like
house.
punching darts, fucking
yeah.
daring you to fuck with them.
They're not doing. They're just not lolling around.
Well, apparently they do. From what the snake guy, because I called the snake guy
Okay,
afterwards,
yeah.
and I told him I felt like I had to confess.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh no, like
It's
you
okay,
did."
man.
He said, "Apart from like
It's okay. Apart from
throwing it over
everything
the
you
fence."
did, yeah, you did the right
No,
thing.
he was impressed.
Yeah.
He was like, "You caught a snake with
Yeah.
your bare hands," and I was like, "I did catch a snake with my bare hands." Like that's something that I can at least.
You know what? It is
When you
actually
put it like that?
When you put it like that,
Yeah,
you know what is interesting about Charlie? He once caught a snake with his bare hands.
yeah,
Like that's the sort of thing that if we were on the old days of like a quiz show,
Yeah.
and you're the contestant on the quiz show,
And
and,
they'll
they all have that little pithy bit of information to Charlie is a big fan of the St Kilda Football Club and once caught a snake with his bare hands.
it's true though, right? Like
Yeah.
I didn't until he mentioned it. I
yeah.
was like, "Oh fuck, that makes
When
me
you frame it
sound
like that, it's pretty cool,
badass."
doesn't
I
it?
mean, it's a tree snake.
Yeah,
the friendliest
doesn't
of all
matter.
the snakes.
Whatever, don't worry about that.
I got it in my bare hands.
Caught a snake with your bare hands.
So I just double checked with
Yeah.
him about like, and he seemed to think that the snake would be fine. He's gone, they're
Yeah.
very durable. He's
Well,
gone,
they're
the
tree
reason you
snakes.
don't pick it up by the
Yeah.
neck is obviously because
Yeah.
you can snap it, but like they're strong. They're
Yeah, the
just
rest of their body.
muscle.
That's what you could.
Big
That's
ball of
what you could
muscle.
feel like.
Writhing around.
Writhing around. That's why it was so hard.
So I then, clean the excrement too. Like
Yeah.
it's a bit
Did
like
you ask him about that? Because he must be covered in this stuff all day long.
I assume so.
Like he would have had some tips
Well, no, he's
maybe on how to.
He's putting them into a.
Oh, that's a good point. He's
a
not.
sack.
He's not letting
catching
them
them
get
with bare
class
hands
enough
like,
to.
like me, like
Yeah,
fucking
but
the
you
new
didn't bring
Steve
it up with
Irwin.
him. You didn't say, "Oh, by the way, like
No, I cleaned
piss
up.
and shit on me," and
It's like, excuse me, sir, this is a bank.
because that makes it sound less impressive. Like there's two ways you can spin this story. One is you caught a snake with your bare hands, and the other one was
I just got covered in.
you got like golden showered by a tree snake. That you got Mark Lathamed by a tree
What?
snake.
What's a Mark Latham?
Are you not familiar with this story?
I don't think
Oh
so.
my God! Former Labor leader Mark Latham.
Labour leader.
Labor leader. Former Labor leader, now One Nation or Independent or whatever the fuck Mark
Psychopath.
Latham is these days.
Yeah.
So it has come out in an ex-partner of his has made a whole bunch of allegations against him in relation to the relationship they were in and the nature of it and the controlling nature of it, etc. One of which was, and I'm not going to go into things that have not been proven, but he has come out and spoken about this, so I feel comfortable that I can talk about this. So basically she said that one of the things that he liked to do was make her call him master and that he would defecate on her before sex. and it sounded pretty like, nah, he's going to come out and deny this is the case, obviously. But he did not. He said, yep, that happened, but it was consensual. So he has confirmed that was.
There's owning it.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
owning it. And then there's just for everyone, just deny it. So we don't feel so gross about it. Just deny it, please, for us.
I mean, never have I been happier to like. I'm not here to yuck someone's yum and everything's if it's consensual, then blah 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 and etc. But
yeah,
oh my god,
but him.
yeah,
It's him.
So gross, so horrible.
Yeah, so
and
yes.
so yucky.
I got Mark
You got Mark
Latham
Latham.
by a snake.
The only smell that would be more disgusting than the snake.
So, in retrospect, this all could have been solved much easier. I don't know why, because I rang Jem afterwards. I was feeling pretty proud of myself by then.
Yeah.
Caught a snake with my bare hands.
Yeah.
And she said, "Why didn't you call the snake guy?" I said, "I did call the snake guy,
Yeah.
but he was busy."
I called several snake guys.
And she was like, "How did you know it wasn't dangerous?" And I said, I didn't. I
didn't,
looked
I'm
up."
an
And
idiot.
she's gone, "But couldn't you have just called the snake guy back
Yeah.
with FaceTime and showed him the snake?" And then,
Oh my god!
and I
of
was like,
course.
"Oh my God, yes.
course.
That's the most obvious."
Yeah.
Like, we have this
Yeah.
fucking technology. I FaceTime all the time with
Uh-huh.
my daughter, and I did not think, "Oh, yeah, hey, mate, could you just have a quick look?" Or send him a photo.
Also, by the way, I absolutely think that there is probably an app that if you take a photo of a snake, it will tell you what snake it is.
I don't trust those ones because I got one for plants, like identify weeds and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
It said that's a tree snake.
yeah. I think they're bullshit. I don't think the technology's there yet, but maybe, I don't know.
But you're absolutely right. Gemma's advice was like to FaceTime him or send a photo is absolutely the correct
That's
thing.
exactly
Yeah.
what I should have done.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there are, like I said, there are times in my life where part of me's like, you got you're at a fork in the road here. You could be Will Anderson,
Yeah.
sensible, low risk.
Sometimes cowardly though. Sometimes
cowardly.
Well, I mean,
I think you're very good at knowing your limitations and being like, whereas it's like an ego thing with me where I'm like, why don't you step up?
Yeah.
Like, what's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
Like,
only I guess death.
yes.
If it was a deadly snake, I guess death.
But I play these mind games with myself where I'm like, come on, man. Like,
Come
people have been dealing with snakes for centuries.
Centuries. And also dying
And
from
dying.
snakes for centuries as well.
For centuries.
To be fair.
So I had that moment where I was like, sometimes I wonder what's wrong
I
with
love it,
me.
man. Like, I love it for our international listeners who are like, for years, the image of Australia has been just people who would like grab a snake in the middle, and just get on with their day.
And then they listen to this podcast.
And then listen to this
like, oh,
podcast, they've been
soft
so
boys.
disappointed about like what
These two
Australians are like.
soft boys.
Like, we're not Hemsworths. We're not Crocodile Dundee. We're not some Bob Irwin representation of what it means to be Australian. But it turns out, Charlie, in a time of emergency, at least one out of the two of us, 50% of this podcast will grab a snake.
Well, you asked me once, I don't know if it's on air or not, like, oh, would you ever do like I'm a celebrity or could you do I'm a celebrity? And I always thought, nah, like I would get squeamish. I don't like eating donkey dick or whatever they do on that show. But then maybe I could.
Maybe you could.
But I think it needs to be.
I actually think you would actually be very good on a show like that.
I think
I think you get along with like a wide range of people. You can always find, which I think is one of the big skills. You got to be. I think you're quite physically active. You work well with others, but you're not afraid of like doing something idiotic.
That's it, though, isn't it? That's the issue. It's like there is a part of me that is like, I'm almost 50.
Yeah.
Like, when am I going to?
It's amazing you've made it this far. It's
totally. But when am I going to get when am I going to get over this thing of
I don't
like?
think you are. I think this is who you are now. May as well just lean into it.
I guess
You're
so.
that guy. Oh, Dad.
I mean, how many electricians have written into the show being like,
Guys,
Charlie,
stop doing
please
that."
stop doing stuff around the house?
Yeah.
Like, you are not a qualified electrician. And it took me.
Not these snake guys, though. These snake guys are going, good on you,
yeah,
mate.
no,
That's-
they are a
yeah,
unique
they're
breed.
into it, right?
They are. They're very.
You want to grab some more snakes?
This
I
one,
got some snakes you
this
can
one
grab.
guy's Instagram account, like he will shoot videos at all his jobs, and like I don't know, man. It's not a fetish thing, or maybe it is. He loves snakes so much. He's posting shit that, like, it makes my skin crawl. Like, he'll pull a panel off a wall and
Just
there'll be
full of
like,
snakes.
yeah, but like
Yeah.
a gross, aesthetically, like gross. They're all writhing over each other.
Yeah.
I'm not anti-snake, but this is too much. But he loves that shit, man. Like, he really thinks it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Am I kink shaming?
I don't know. I hope he's not getting sexual pleasure from
No, I don't
it,
think he's getting
but-
sexual pleasure, but I do think that, look how big that one is. And, the size of it. Maybe, I don't know. The way I'm now describing it. Oh, look how long it is. Oh, what do you do with that, fella? Oh.
Grab this in the middle.
Don't grab it by the head.
You'll snap it.
Oh, work the shaft.
Oh, my
The snakes have a shaft.
What you don't want to do is touch its neck, but what you do want to do is work its sharp.
I mean, this is a completely different topic,
okay,
but
good.
this is another.
Well, I wanted to see what your segue was.
No,
Give me
this is
the
that.
segue.
This is that. Look,
Speaking of other topics,
when we have our summer break, I normally like jot down some stuff I want to talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
because
great.
we've had a long break.
okay, yep.
So there's a couple more things that I've written down in the time we've had off. So we went, Gemma and Iana and I went to a Mexican restaurant,
Oh yeah,
and
proper Mexican restaurant or like a chain?
no, like proper, like
Yeah.
a fancier one.
Okay.
And they we both got margaritas, and then they brought out like a kids margarita essentially,
Yeah.
but in the same glass with the same decorations as our margarita.
Yeah.
And it's just lemon. It's just like a lemonade, essentially.
Uh-huh.
But Gemma sent it back. She's like,
Yeah.
no, she can't drink that.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. It's lemonade. It's not. But she was like, no, I don't like the idea of
association,
people.
the easy of like the
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, is it an issue? Like, is it more like it's more of a kind of keeping up appearances kind of thing? Or is there actually a genuine issue with coding a child to think that drinking alcohol? What's your take as someone with no kids?
Yeah, interesting. I think that there was that campaign for alcohol years ago, probably a decade
stop
ago.
setting the pattern.
Yeah,
for your
which was
kids.
about sending your kids to the fridge to get you a beer or whatever, the normalization around alcohol and your drinking and those sort of things. And I do sometimes think, I'm like, it's the best invention the coffee industry ever came up with is the babychino, right? Because it just like that's your Dolomites Commonwealth Bank,
Yep.
getting the kids in early. It has been shown over the years that you are much more likely to keep doing something that you did that you associate with doing in your childhood.
Yeah.
And so,
Dude, you can get Fisher Price credit cards. You can get like Woolworths sell a play set, which is a Woolworths checkout.
yeah.
Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where
Get him in early.
get them in early, get them used to like the infrastructure, those sort of things. Normalization, right? Hyper normalization. And so I get it. Is there a world in which you could say this is just a fancy occasion? You're like, it's like I don't know. Does she have a baby chino? Is it like, yeah. So
I mean, for her, it's more about the marshmallow.
yeah. Does she understand like that a baby chino isn't like a it's not like a coffee. You
Yes.
can't have you can't
Yes.
drink coffee.
She doesn't want coffee, but
No,
yeah.
but that's an adult drink,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think that there is a world in which you could frame it like that. Whereas like this, we're having an adult drink, but you're having like
Yeah.
your version of it so that you can take part on this special occasion. Like you get to have a special drink, but it is a special occasion. But do I understand Gemma's like immediate reaction that feels
I think if
a
it had
bit
come
weird?
out in a different glass,
yeah.
and it could have still had like, I don't
Yeah.
know, some salt on the edge or whatever,
Yeah.
it would have been fine. But because it came out in almost like the same
Yeah.
kind of margarita glass, she was like,
Yeah, it almost feels like as parents you've gone, we're getting margaritas, get her one, but like a little one. Like,
we're not
we're
not
good
irresponsible.
parents.
Yeah.
like, so you can only have a little one.
Well, I heard a radio show a few weeks back
You
where
go into a bottle shop and you're like getting those little mini
The
bar
tiny
bottles,
ones,
and you're like,
yeah.
these are for kids,
Yeah.
right? Kid sizes.
I heard a radio show a few weeks back where a guy was talking about seeing a dude at a pub and his kid was drinking an alcohol-free beer as a soft drink, and him being like,
see, I don't.
that seems
I don't,
wrong.
I don't like
giving
that
your
either.
child, like, is that a
And it's
common
weird,
thing?
isn't it? Because as you said, it's alcohol free. It isn't entirely alcohol free though.
Oh,
That's the
right.
thing about alcohol free beer. It's like very, very, very small margins, but it's not entirely alcohol free.
But it's more the flavour thing that you are
Yeah.
gearing them towards.
I mean, I guess.
Remember the first beer you ever sipped?
Yeah.
You're like, it's
Yeah.
gross.
So I guess in a way, if my parents had put in the work to got me on the alcohol frees first. I don't know. It is weird, isn't it? Because you can buy them at the supermarket,
Yeah.
like as if they are a soft drink because they don't have alcohol in them.
Right. So,
So-
kids, like teenagers could go buy
I
them. if
guess
they
you
wanted.
could. I don't know.
That
I still
seems
think you
weird.
have
What's
to be
the
over
line on
18
that?
to have a. Because, like, what? Yeah. Because that is what we're talking about, right? Which is that idea of. And that's always been the debate around alco pops, right? Like the flavored light alcohols that they are easier for kids to stomach and drink, which is kind of introducing them to being drinkers. But also, these next generations aren't real. Like, we keep reading all these things about how they're not drinking as much and
Yeah.
how they've moved away from alcohol. So maybe the oversaturation of alcohol in our society is actually, there's a backlash against it now.
It could be. It's just, it's weird, right? Like if you were selling.
Maybe we do need to get kids drinking.
Could you sell? Can anyone go into an off your tree and buy smoking paraphernalia? Like, is there an age restriction with
I
those?
think you would have
Must
to be
16.
of age, yes.
Or like clove cigarettes, nicotine-free cigarettes. You'd have to be of a certain
Of a
age,
certain
right?
age, I'd imagine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, that makes sense. Other thing I want to bring up
Yeah.
is I have this friend, Jackson.
Action Jackson?
Not Action Jackson.
No. Jackson Warren.
No.
Mm.
I'd been texting him. We're working on this job together,
Yeah.
and
Samuel L. Jackson.
Samuel L. Jackson. Get that motherfucking snake out of your motherfucking
Look at
living
the
room.
house. Yeah, exactly.
And I've been texting him, and he just
Uh-huh.
hasn't been.
Jackson.
Yeah, and he hadn't
Yeah.
been responding, and I was
Okay.
like,
No,
"Oh,
action,
what's going
Jackson.
on?" And then I went back through our old texts, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that's weird. Like I'm
Yeah.
getting these weird,
Mm.
like who's Jackson?" And so I
Oh.
sat down with him at dinner,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Hey man, like have you changed your number?" And
Yeah.
he said, "No, no, show me." And he's gone, "Oh, you've been texting my US number because
Ah,
obviously when
yes,
we're both in the
of
States, I had his
course.
US number, and that was saved as a primary
Makes
number."
sense. I've done that before.
So
I think to you, actually.
Oh, really?
I think in the past, because I always and when we're in the US, I think your US number had become
Your
like the
primary.
top one. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
there was a few times I sent you messages
That's
and you
right.
never got them. And I was like, I sent them to your US number,
Yeah.
which you no longer have.
So he said, I'll just delete it.
Oh.
So I thought he'd delete it, but he actually deleted his Australian one. So about 2 weeks ago, I was going off to grab a coffee or something, and I was like, I'll just text him to see if he's around and wants to catch up. So I texted him, and again, it came back. It was like, who is Jackson?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. And so damn it, deleted the Australian number. I'm
Uh.
texting the US number, and I said, I'm sorry, it's the wrong number. I was looking for someone else. And then, bloop, and it was like, is Jackson your friend? I was like, yeah. Bloop. Is Jackson good looking? And I was like,
Oh.
and then I'm like, I just won't answer. And then, bloop, porn. Sent straight to me. Just like man and woman having sex, just like a still image of people having sex. And then, bloop, bloop, bloop. And dude, I was like scrambling to delete the number. And so what's happened obviously is they've repurposed the number.
Yeah.
But what's going on at the other end?
Why are they just sending you porn?
Why? But yeah, why is it? I understand that maybe that could be a turn on for someone. It's like, oh, I'm messaging, like, it's the same way people send unsolicited dick pics. It like turns me on to kind of like,
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
but what's going on in that instance, right? Like, because also it was 10 o'clock or 9:30 in the evening. So that's got to be early in the morning
Yeah.
in the States, right?
Yeah.
So someone's got this message from a wrong number.
Mm.
And they're like, do you reckon they woke up with a boner or something? And they're like, you know what? Like, I need to deal with this. So, Jackson, I can imagine what Jackson looks like. But
I'm
Jackson-
I'm Jackson something right now.
I was sent hetero porn.
Yeah.
And so there's so many things going on that confused me. I didn't understand. Like, I could understand it's like, okay, you're a gay guy. You want to have a little bit of an illicit phone exchange.
But do you know if it's a guy you're talking to or it might be a girl you're talking to?
but they didn't know that I was a guy. I just don't. It's so confusing,
Yeah,
Will.
true.
How did you
Good
get
point,
from
actually? Yeah.
who is Jackson?
So
is
it's a
Jackson
guy,
good looking?
Yeah,
and then hetero
you,
porn.
And you think he thinks maybe you're a girl who's like, "Hey, Jackson," and
I think you've solved it. Mystery solved. That's probably what it is.
okay.
I was looking for Jackson, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, if you're looking for Jackson, I can help you."
I'm Jack off. How about that?
All right. Before we finish the episode, let's
Jack that pack.
crack that pack, JP.
Oh,
So much better than Mike. It is.
yeah. Jack that pack.
Okay, so
Okay. So you got. Oh,
now
you know what?
this
I'm already in.
Okay.
Because I have seen these so many times and thought these would be a good addition to crack that pack.
we've gone Australian. This is Illawarra,
Yeah.
which sounds like a racist
It
person
does
saying
say
Illawarra.
Illawarra, but it is not. No, Illawarra.
So this is their story. In 2000, Melbourne lawyers John Calvert and Bronwyn Roberts moved to the country to pursue their passion of sourdough bread baking. They chose Illawarra, where Calvert's family had farmed since 1843
Wow.
and transformed the historic stables into an artisan bakery. Inspired by love of quintessential Australian biscuit, the
Anzac biscuit.
the self-taught bakers harnessed the heat from the bread ovens to bake their own
Harness the
crunchy
heat.
caramelized version. I'm already loving this.
Do you know what I
love
love,
a crunchy
though?
Anzac.
Yeah, me too. But I also love someone who
Harnesses
harnesses
the heat of a sourdough.
Like, I just love the harnessing of the heat. I'm going to refer to all cooking I do now from now on
Harness
as
the heat.
harness the heat.
Control the power of the sun in your oven. Today, Illawarra Anzacs are considered Australia's best Anzac
Oh,
biscuit, and
by
we've had
whom?
quite a few on
Yeah,
this show.
By
so
whom are they considered Australia's?
available in traditional recipe and also chocolate and macadamia. Now, I thought there was rules around what you could do with an Anzac. I
Well,
didn't know.
these ones are oat biscuits. I've noticed
no.
they're not.
Oh, they're not.
They
called-
are not called Anzac biscuits.
Well,
They're
they
called,
talk about chocolate oat
yeah,
biscuits.
chocolate oat biscuits.
Okay, so you can make an Anzac, cover it in
Anzac
chocolate,
style,
just
but
don't
it's
call
just
it.
not an Anzac. It's a chocolate oat
Okay,
biscuit.
so first thing, they're
Comes
quite
in a pack of
they're
4.
quite big. This is a good size, wagon wheeled size.
Yeah,
You'd
exactly.
say.
They're bigger than a wagon wheel, I think, actually, technically.
Fucking
And
Jesus Christ.
they're sealed up. So these are more you go in, you put them in the cupboard. They're your fancy biscuit that you
Yeah.
have for like a
Artisanal packaging.
Yeah.
Looks very fancy.
I
Will,
mean,
Will bite
crunchy.
his first.
It's going to be so crunchy. Which
It's
is
super
great.
crunchy. So Will's going to back off from the microphone. I got to say that the packaging is a bit daggy. Like, unless they're going for it looks like the kind of biscuits you'd open your grandma's pantry, and she's saved this for a special occasion. Some kind of like, I don't know, floral artwork as part of their logo, but they do say they're handmade in Australia. Ingredients are all pretty consistent: rolled oats, sugar, coconut, fresh butter, the dark chocolate coating, cocoa butter, wheat flour, golden syrup, water, and bicarb soda. So like everything that I've put into my very own Anzac biscuits. All right, I'm gonna.
I have a very firm opinion. So, Charlie this is how crunchy these are. That Charlie is a good meter back from the microphone, and you can absolutely still hear him chewing coming through the microphone.
Okay, interested to hear your thoughts.
I love it. I love how crunchy it is. I love the flavors. I think that it reminds me of childhood. Like, I immediately get taken back to Nana's biscuits, but in the best possible way. Like, for a commercially made biscuit, like that isn't fresh, that mass produced, like, like one of those things that is like, it's meant to be sitting around in a shop for a couple of weeks, sort of thing. I just think it's excellent. Like, I think the chocolate to biscuit ratio is fantastic. It feels like a real treat. I love how crunchy, just consistently crunchy it is. Like, we both like ourselves a crunchy biscuit, and this one is like a real crunchy biggie.
I agree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly. The chocolate, I think they're quite restrained. Like normally with these biscuits, they go too sweet, but
I
it's
agree.
quite a bit of dark chocolate.
Yeah, I agree with
which
that.
is what you need with
Yes.
like all that honey and golden syrup and stuff.
Yeah.
Love the crunch. The only thing is
Yeah, what's your complaint?
to hold it, the hand texture, it feels a bit
unbalanced
Yeah.
because it's a bit disc-like,
Tiny. It's very flat.
flat and flat and big. Like you kind of think with this sort of flatness that it's going to be either smaller or it could be a bit thicker. But
Yeah.
I mean, we're quibbling here.
Minor quibbles.
Minor
Quibbles. That's an A from me. Not quite S tier, but
No.
certainly
But
upper
only on
echelon.
hand feel.
Perfectly weight balanced.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with an A. I don't possibly an A plus, but definitely an A.
Yeah, absolutely. Delicious biscuit. Well done,
Well
Irawara.
done.
We are fans.
Well done on giving up on being lawyers and moving the country to make bread in a barn. You've done it.
You harnessed the power of baking.
You know what you did? Yeah, harness the
Power
power
of hate. All right. We'll be back again next week. Do you have anything to promote?
Yeah, I
This will
do.
be out in a couple of weeks.
Comedy.com.au. I am on tour. Please come and see me on tour. Newcastle, Orange, Launceston, Hobart, but other places also.
Link in the episode show notes. Show notes.
I'm
Whatever.
definitely going to eat more of this.
I'm
biscuit.
totally going to eat
Yeah.
this. It's lunchtime. Let's eat biscuits, shall we? I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.